Well, we should talk about Josh's upcoming podcast, shouldn't we? Isn't this like how you do a lead-in?
We should.
Yeah, crossover episodes. Josh, tell us about your new podcast.
I'd love to.
We should also talk about the call-in episode that we're going to have.
That's more important. Call in.
Sorry, Josh.
No,
We're
go
gonna-
ahead. No, step all over me.
Yeah,
No, go ahead.
You had your
Talk
chance. You're not at the mic.
You're not at the mic.
I'm so glad you asked. This is our clean lead-in. 3, 2. I'm so glad you asked this, Jay. I'm doing a show. It's going to be finally a podcast where a white guy talks about movies.
There's not enough of those.
Yeah,
so
we
good
need to get
for
the
you.
white
Thank
guy's
you.
perspective.
Thank you.
But what if they were a little scary?
But they're not scary.
Oh.
It's monster movies. It's the Insane Kaiju podcast where we talk about monster movies, specifically a lot of Godzilla, a lot of kaiju films from the East. They're more like professional wrestling movies.
From the Orient?
I wouldn't say that. Cut that?
You said from the East. Like,
yeah.
From Boston.
No, I set you up.
From Eastie.
I teed you up for that one. But
Anyway.
yeah, it's where I have a couple guests lined up, a couple people that are going to be talking about these movies with me. It's always been a huge passion of mine. Podcasting with you two has been so great that it's really sparked me wanting to pursue it after this. And the people at home who are clamoring for what's going to happen at the end of this season?
Yeah,
How am I
know.
going to listen to Josh once a week?
People want more of you.
Yeah.
So you're going to break down these Godzilla movies.
Yep.
Similar to how we break down the episodes of Buffy.
Yeah, but it's going to be
Awesome.
one movie at a time. We're
Yeah.
going to go kind of beat by beat. It's like a book club is the way that I look at it. Is I say, hey, next week, everybody go watch this movie. And then we're going to I'll talk about like production details. I'm going to interview the cast. I'm going to insert myself into the movies.
I'm going to green screen myself in.
It's going to be me.
And then describe it all.
Godzilla. Yeah.
You know
Audio
how they
format.
did green screen for Godzilla? It was just like a guy.
So now I want you to imagine the
I'm gonna
monster's
be in the
right
suit.
there. Godzilla's right behind me.
What are we going to do, guys? Take
And
off
it's
the
a
Godzilla
long
suit.
shot.
Big wink. Yeah. So
Awesome. All right,
Looking
cool.
forward to it.
Yeah.
So there's more commentary about media that's going to be happening after
Yeah.
this season of Machete Order wraps up.
Yeah.
We'll
And maybe
be
we'll
back.
make a special appearance.
Ooh,
I'd love to
it.
have you.
I would love to.
Yeah. I got some good ideas for you too.
Welcome to Machete Order, the podcast about the shows that everybody still talks about, but nobody still watches. I'm S.J. Pederuti,
And I'm Maxine Philibong.
and our special guest,
Josh Burns.
This season, we're watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You want to come steal some stuff?
Yeah, all right.
Welcome back to Machete Order.
Welcome back to
Episode 9, only
episode
2
9.
left.
Well, I was going to say, talking about coming to the end of our season.
I know.
We did something special last season.
Yes.
We did a little call-in episode.
Yes, we did.
And this is the second to last episode of us watching Buffy.
The penultimate, yeah.
The penultimate, just like Xander losing
Oh,
his
he's the
virginity.
Yeah.
penultimate member of the Scooby Gang to lose his virginity.
This is at the end of this episode. We will give you the last set of the Buffy Machete Order. I am very excited for
You
that.
should be.
I know, because we had a pretty heavy hitting set
We did.
here. But not to get ahead of ourselves. This is a plug for calling in.
Yes.
Calling in, sharing your thoughts. We had some great phone calls last season. We'd
Mm-hmm.
love to have the same thing again, not with Josh doing any characters this time.
What are you talking about?
I wasn't a character. That was
What?
just me.
What character?
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're talking about
sorry.
all those colorful people who called in. Those are just human beings with
Sorry.
rich
And
lives.
if you're one of those
experiences.
human beings who have enjoyed this show,
Tony Pepperoni, call in or whatever their names were.
let us know. I have to say, and you guys know, I've gone through a whole slate of emotions regarding Buffy, the show, its place in 90s media, its place in society.
Yep.
It's been cool. And
Yeah, and I want to hear some of those thoughts of people who were there at the time, talk about the impact it had on you, talk about our coverage. I want to hear some feedback because I think 144 episodes, we had to cut down to 30 episodes. I know there's some that we missed from the big Buffy fans out there.
I want you to green screen yourself in.
I'm doing it, baby.
I know
Okay.
that there's episodes that I would like to watch more of.
I
And
can think of
there's, like,
one in particular.
Yes.
Okay, anyway.
Well, if you want to tell us your thoughts and tell us what episodes we should have watched, you can give us a call at 617-982-3098.
What's that number again?
That number again.
617-982-3098.
All right.
Nice.
Guys, that was good.
Yeah. Welcome back to Machete Order.
Episode 9.
It's been a while for us.
We've been gone for so long. When did you guys watch these episodes? Did you do a refresher today?
I did a little refresher today, as much as I could emotionally handle. But no, I watched these episodes 5 days ago.
I saved the body for today to watch it today.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I knew exactly when I was going to start crying, and it happened.
Okay.
But
I'm interested in knowing when that was.
Yeah.
The body was,
Here we go.
I don't want to start at the end, but I'll just say when it started and I realized what they were doing, I was like, I bet that Joss Whedon wrote and directed this. And sure enough, he fucking did.
yeah.
You hate to give it to him.
Yeah. You know, I mean, when we started this thing, I didn't know who Joss Whedon was, really. Like, I knew from my experience, he was a very big time ABC showrunner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Untitled Joss Whedon Project. That was like a big thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And seeing Buffy now, like, he really does paint an entire like masterpiece
Mm-hmm.
with this show.
Yeah.
He does a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, that's the best part about television. That's why I love that we have this show.
Yeah.
Back then, you had to make a lot of content, but you're able to do certain things here and there when it was real just art.
Yeah.
And I think The Body is like that.
Yep.
And it was treated like that. And they knew when they were going into it. It was like, what was the one that we did last session? It's been so long. With the, it was like a musical with the,
Oh, yeah.
Once More Feeling.
Once More Feeling.
Yeah.
yeah. There's just certain episodes that you're like, oh yeah, you got it here.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm
And
glad
they-
to hear you say it because I'm worried with our coverage of it, whether or not you would feel as though the show had the like emotional gravitas to like pull these
It
kind of
does,
thing.
and it has it at the same level that The Sopranos had it.
Yeah.
But The Sopranos took themselves very seriously, and it was
Yeah.
like, this is real life. This is how it would be if it was the real world. And Buffy obviously doesn't accept that, and there are certain tropes that are just part of the fantasy of this world that we're in, and that's like the stakes when you hit a vampire. The vampire poofs into smoke. That's a trope, and that's fine. And we are in that universe, but you can still have a very meaningful
Yeah.
topic that you're going to discuss, or you can still have a very beautifully choreographed sequence.
But it's just that they have in the world that they've built with the tropes that they're dealing with, they still work in these very human Sopranos like ideas. I mean, season 5 has a lot of like running themes. You can see throughout the whole thing, all of the series, is people trying to find their place. Season 5 deals a lot with Buffy coming to terms with her own mortality, which is a heavy thing that a lot of people maybe around her age start to deal with.
I think she's 20 now.
Yeah, she turns 20.
she's 20.
They're still not really like drinking. They're having like red Solo cup moments, but yeah, you're
But
becoming
they're not
an
21
adult.
yet, so.
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought
they
it was-
were robbed of that part of their childhood in a lot of ways, like having to grow up too soon because of dealing with like death and like heavy consequences for the world that they're in, that kind of thing.
Why did you guys spend so much time with season 5? We haven't even seen season 6, and there's a season 7 too, right?
You don't think this
Because
one?
it gets bad after this.
Really?
Well, I think season 5 is where it really drops off. I think season 6 is when they moved.
Yes.
Yeah. Season 6 and 7 is when they got dropped and moved networks. So they didn't know season 5 was supposed to be, this is the end of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But they got picked up again and they were like, okay, guess we have to do something.
And it's-
Here we go.
You can
it's like
kind of
Saved
tell
by the
from,
Bell, the college years.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you can. I talked about it when we wrapped up season 3 about the show kind of struggling to find its footing in season 4. Season 5, it finds like what the status quo is, and it does some really good stuff with some very good long running stories throughout that whole season. Then it was supposed to end, and then it once again finds itself at the end of the series still struggling to find its footing again. So season 6 has a lot of meandering plots, in my opinion, a lot of stuff that's not that entertaining to
See,
watch.
this is exactly why we have Machete Order, because that's 7 seasons of a very long-running show with, what would you say it was, 140?
144.
144.
Yeah.
Yeah, 144. And I do feel like I got a lot of good stuff. I mean, maybe we could have gone beyond 30 and said, all right, there's like
We could have done like 50.
Yeah.
And,
out of
easily.
144.
Out of 144.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
we
could
should
pick
do an also
141
mentioned
episodes,
like award show at the end of this. Like,
Oh, yeah?
And those
Yeah,
two
if-
were considered, but not actually included in
Do
the
you want to
Honorable
watch the
discussion.
mentions.
entire thing?
Just
and
post
then,
it on Instagram.
Our
This
first
is
and
good for
worst.
social media.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it But it is clearly a good show, and it's a show that I'm glad I watched.
It's what our show, or I'm sorry, ours, it's mine too now. What Machete Order is all about is that if someone were to recommend Buffy and say you have to watch all of it, you have to watch season 6 and 7, I'd be like, discount that person's opinion because it's not that good compared to the highs of the show.
Yeah.
If you want to get a feel of Buffy,
eventually I would love to do like the Andy Griffith Show or Green Acres and like the old shows. I Love Lucy. Like those shows, they were on for like 10, 15 years.
Right.
The Cosby Show is like I mean, that is like, if you're going to dive back in and dissect that show and talk about like the contribution it made to television and the person who made it, and we explore all of that. You do it in 30 episodes. You don't need to see all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
I said that confidently, having not seen all of it, but like,
but you're right. To like get an idea of like the cultural impact of the time, it being like a window into the past in that way, looking at it through a modern lens. Guys, you should make a podcast about this.
Has anyone thought about making a podcast?
That's pretty good.
Really good. What if we had one for just monster movies?
and we can call it
There's
Kaigu Exciting Dragon Slayer Godzilla Show.
That's incredible. You got it in one.
Thank you.
Today,
let's talk.
We are talking about 3 episodes. We have season 5, episode 7, Fool for Love, season 5, episode 13, Blood Ties, and then season 5, episode 16, The Body.
Yes.
All right, let's get into it.
You covering this one?
Nope. I said Blood Ties.
That was weird of you to say. Okay, well then I'll do this one.
Hope you're ready.
Yeah, I can.
Were you ready?
Nope, but I'm ready. I can wing this. So, we open on Buffy is fighting in the graveyard. This like punk, long hair, anarchist, like leather jacket wearing a vampire.
Michael Jackson vampire.
Yeah.
He is MJ.
He's the It
was great.
And they're doing battle. They're kung fuing back and forth. It's really knockdown, drag out. Whereas Buffy does a standing double front flip over a gravestone.
She does that a couple times in this
There's
season. It's
some
like they
weird-
figured out that trick on special effects, but like, yeah, the double flip is big in this
I
one.
always feel like it used to be a little bit more grounded than that. There wasn't like standing gymnastics flips that like
What
defying
year was
gravity
this?
type. But she does have superpowers. This is 2000.
Okay.
This is November 14th, 2000. But what ends up happening in the fight is the vampire gets the upper hand and winds up turning the stake around.
Yeah.
Buffy gets stabbed in the gut.
Yep.
And she's hurt and she's fallen down. She's about to get killed. But Riley! The crowd goes wild. Riley's back, guys.
He's like a series regular at this point. I was shocked to see
Yeah.
his name come up
Yeah.
as like part of the title credits.
Yeah.
I was like,
He
whoa.
leaves between this episode and
Does he get
Blood
called away to
ties.
Afghanistan?
No,
Is that
he-
what happens?
It looks like it, right? No. I'm going to get to it.
Oh, okay.
There's a little bit of like what's his story's going to be in this
Okay.
episode. But no, he's still around for, in Blood Ties. And
he doesn't leave
later
in this
season.
episode, right?
He goes through a whole arc in season 5. I hate it.
He doesn't matter.
Yeah. But yeah, so he shows up, saves Buffy. The vampire winds up getting away. Riley takes Buffy back, gives her some field medical treatment. And then they talk about, Buffy kind of brags about her accelerated healing. Riley makes a comment about being surprised that just one vampire did this to her. So you can kind of feel, you can get from that conversation, Riley's like, well, what's my place? Am I special? I feel like I couldn't even necessarily help. Buffy's starting to deal with shit. I could die. Like, this is real. What basically happens with Riley from here is he's not taking his super soldier serum anymore since the end of last season.
There was a super soldier.
He was a
serum?
super soldier, yeah,
Okay.
from the initiative.
All right.
But when that whole thing blew up, you remember he like punched the guy in the face and left the initiative. He stopped getting that medical treatment. So now he like doesn't have his super soldier abilities anymore. What happens over the course of the season? Do you remember about this? That he basically feels like he's a drag. He feels like he's not worth anything. He starts chasing the high of like in this episode, he ends up killing the whole den of vampires. Then he gets like there's this whole like drug addiction metaphor where he gets addicted to having vampires drink his blood, and he
What?
because he like
Really?
needs the attention. He's a wreck. I don't like Riley.
But
at
see,
all.
this is the cool stuff about this show is where they actually like put a little like veil over the thing that they're talking about.
Mhm.
I don't know. That would have been interesting.
yeah,
It would have been
most
interesting if it was done well.
or with a likable character with any charisma.
Yeah. And this is the part where I feel like this show has the most importance. Our show
Mm-hmm.
is that we talk about like this would have been cool if it had been done better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you guys cut out Buffy's whole like death and she was happy there, and then they dragged her out of paradise and brought her back into this reality.
Because it's a great concept, right? But the execution.
Yeah. And the body would have brought that home in a big way.
Yeah.
Yep.
But her being dragged out of hell doesn't happen until...
Dragged out of heaven.
Heaven, yeah, sorry. Dragged out of heaven doesn't happen until season 6.
Yeah, the beginning.
Oh,
of
so
season
there is
6.
a part of season 6 worth watching. I am looking forward to this finale.
We'll see.
I don't know when I get to see it, but
at one
it's
point,
okay.
Buffy's sister, Dawn, bursts in when that's going on. You can see Buffy's real annoyed. It's very, my annoying little sister. Why
Yep,
don't you get out
here's
of here, kind of
Dawn.
thing.
We'll get to that.
Yep. But Riley takes over patrolling. Buffy, in allusion to what I'm talking about with the rest of Riley's plot, doesn't think he's going to be capable of taking over patrol. Like, really belittles him. He's like, well, come on, It sucks. And he feels really bad about it. But Riley goes out patrolling with the rest of the Scoobies. He's taking it way too seriously while the rest of them are kind of goofing off.
Eating potato chips.
Yep, loudly eating
I
potato
thought there
chips.
was going to be a bit with like the potato chips being eaten by the characters, and then they put the bag down, and I was like, a vampire or something is going to start eating potato chips behind them, and they're going to hear the sound again, and then turn around, and there'd be a monster. Didn't happen.
Nope.
No.
Thought it'd be good.
No gag with the potato chips.
You know what, guys?
Sorry.
Cut. Let's go in back and shoot one
It's
more.
machete order.
Yeah, I
One
thought
scene
it'd be
where a
good.
vampire eats potato chips. But they see the vampire that stabbed Buffy, leads them back to a den. They all say, oh, well, we'll have to come back in the morning and take care of him. Riley doesn't wait. He ends up jumping in there with a grenade, and I guess their grenades kill them now. Whatever.
Yeah. Grenades should have more of them. Seems like a pretty
Grenades?
effective weapon. I mean, I'm not saying us, but like, for them out there killing the vampires.
Yeah.
I keep a couple grenades like in the sock drawer.
Have some right now.
Grenade.
Odds and end drawers. You got to open up a tough letter or something like that. Giles and Buffy are researching Slayers because Buffy's real anxious about dying and wants to know how the previous Slayers have died.
Yes.
There's not a lot about it. I think the implication is that it's just like this previous night where she was just fighting some no-name vampire. People just die in random, sad ways.
Sometimes you lose.
What does Giles say about you have to beat them 1,000 times? They only have to get lucky once, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Giles is really beat up about it too. So Buffy ends up going to Spike since we know that he has killed 2 Slayers in the past, and tries to get him to tell her what the story is.
Spike. All right. Beat. Spike, I think, saves this show. That
You think?
character, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Angel couldn't be around, but Spike he has equal gravity.
Mm-hmm.
His pining for Buffy is interesting. Like
Right.
her rebuffing him. I didn't feel like I got a full picture of like the Buffy Spike relationship, but I was so happy to see him like come around again and again in these episodes without Angel.
Yeah.
It does feel like this show needed to have an opposite pole for Buffy in terms of like a male counterpart who would provide some sort of tension for her
Well, I
and
think
meaning in what she was doing with all of this. Because otherwise she's just like endlessly slaying vampires and like finding herself. But like there was something about having lost
yeah.
something.
Well, I think that's why it worked so well in the first 2 seasons is because we had Angel there. And that's why we had, that's why we stayed on it for so long is because that tension between Angel and Buffy worked so well. But there is a reason why we didn't see a lot of Buffy and Spike's relationship. And I think we'll get to it at the end of this season.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Because I do think that like when Spike shows up again, it's like, what is he doing? Like this guy's all over the place. Like he was a villain. Now he's apparently got a chip in his head that like won't let him. And this is where it gets clunky, I think, with like 90s storytelling. Like there's a chip in your brain and now you're a good guy. That's effectively what they do with him, right? Like he can't.
Sort of. I mean, I think it does kind of track his whole plot line where he's always been so romantic. He's always been so about like love and art and stuff like that, which we see in like his flashbacks, but also with him and Drusilla, So I think it's a little weird that there's supposedly, vampires don't have a soul. You'd think that would mean that they can't actually love, but maybe that's all just like a nonsense urban legend that vampires spread that they don't have souls. I like thinking about the world building of this kind of thing.
Well, I mean, yeah. Or just like Spike has his own motivations for things.
Right.
And not everybody is just evil and bad.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have a conflicting interest that is opposite of what the other person has.
Yeah.
I think that can be as important for conflict and for a show as anything else. But I think Spike, he's entertaining.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Yep.
And
He's funny. He's charismatic.
Yeah.
He works really well in the show. But, we'll get to it at the end of it. But it's like
We'll get to it.
Oh man, you're really.
they really messed.
What happened?
God.
We have 3 episodes left. All right, anyway. So Spike shows up
Yeah.
and he explains how he beat these last 2 Slayers.
Yep.
And
so we get flashbacks.
And I loved the subway scene in particular.
Yeah.
Was cool. It was very well shot with so
we'll get to it. Because first,
where are we right now?
this is Buffy and Spike are at the Bronze, which apparently sells beer and wings now. It's not just a cafe. It keeps changing.
Yeah.
A new management or something. But, Buffy's trying to ply him for information about it. They wind up talking over a game of pool. Spike does the move that I love where you light your match for the cigarette on the side of the pool table. You know what I'm talking
You've
about?
done this before?
Yes,
You've
successfully.
been to-
I've definitely not just thrown a match across a pool hall by accident.
You've been to pool halls
Strike Anywhere matches basically don't exist anymore. Yeah.
It's
that allows smoking?
yes.
This is a great space.
Have you been to a pool hall that doesn't allow smoking?
All of them.
All of them.
What are you talking? Okay, maybe this is a Pennsylvania thing.
They
I
didn't
knew
do
you from the
anything in
sticks.
Pennsylvania.
Not the sticks. All right, sorry.
He's from Philly, man.
The pool sticks. But it winds up we get a flashback while Spike is telling his story. We see London in the 1880s. We see Spike or William being like a hopeless, poetic, romantic. He's trying to woo some brainless old lady who. Bet you didn't see this coming. We're not going to see any of it. But she winds up being a recurring character.
Really?
Yeah, Cecily comes back as Halifrek, who's a old demon friend of Anya when she was a demon. She plays a big role in season 6.
Okay.
And then goes
Same actress playing 2 different characters.
No, same character.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Good
she
for
was
that. I like
actually a
that.
demon
It's a good
because she's
callback.
acting real, like a little too harsh, right? Turns out.
Oh, you're beneath me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're beneath me.
Oh,
line
okay.
comes
All
back.
right. That's a good setup. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think it really needs it, but they wind up making that so.
Well, if
she
they
was a
thought this
demon.
was going to be the last season,
Mhm.
then
Yeah.
if you're looking for ties to spin back into the previous
Right.
season, this is a good one.
Yeah,
So,
and I
props
just
to them.
love in long running fiction like this. Maybe they were leaving that as like a dangling thread. Like, oh, if we want to pick up a new character later, we're gonna sprinkle this in here. And maybe
Shows get written backwards and forwards.
Yeah, and I love that. William cries, runs off, runs into Drusilla. Drusilla's gassing him up, starts giving him a hand job.
I always thought that Angel was the one who converted Spike, but
I think
the
we
fact
said
that it was
that.
Drusilla.
We were wrong.
Yeah.
I said that
We
at
said
one point.
that? Yeah.
I said that. Sorry.
Okay.
I
Not
was
me.
just wrong.
I'm always right.
That'd be a little too. Never mind. But he accepts the dark gift. Drusilla turns him. We get the next flashback, Yorkshire in 1880. Spike is with Drusilla. The whole gang's together, and they're going after.
Good Angel reference here.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's in a cool-
this is one of the crossover episodes.
This is just because you saw Angel in it?
Oh, yeah, Angel's
Because
in it.
there's actually a sister episode to this that was aired like the same week of Angel. Because we see a lot of Angel here. We get Angel's side of this story in an episode of Angel, which is just kind of cool.
Yeah.
Called Darla. If anybody wants to go watch that one. But let's see. Yeah, Angelus is really ragging on Spike because he's drawing so much attention. They call him, bloody William, but he wants to be called Spike. He's just like killing, being real brutal. It's funny how Yorkshire in 1880, Spike's accent is fully formed London 1980s. Like he's talking the way he will for the rest of the show. Whereas everybody still has their old-timey accent. It's just funny.
Why did they have to make Angel lose his accent?
Yeah. He should have kept it.
He should have kept it.
So
I was
bad.
thinking that too. Like, when did he just suddenly get an American accent?
Yeah.
Just David. A little bit more, once more with feeling. Mm-hmm. Been fine.
Yep. But it's just really anachronistic in
Yeah.
a funny way. Next flashback, China in 1900 during their Boxer Rebellion. Spike is fighting a Slayer who's doing all the martial arts, like, sword fighting and everything like that. We see this is where Spike in the canon gets the scar on his eye, which James Marsters actually got from getting mugged in New York. Interestingly.
Really?
It's a real
What
scar.
happened?
He got mugged in New York.
Okay.
That's all I know. I'm sorry. I never asked the guy.
Get him on the phone right now.
I think
James.
James.
Call us
Buddy.
back.
I think it's a pretty nice, well choreographed fight, but he winds up just same thing, just bests her. There's no like special world ending threat or anything like that. He just beats her in a fight and then kills that Slayer, then fucks with Drusilla.
Yeah, gets him very horny.
Yeah.
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 Everyone just gets horny in the show after fighting someone.
Yeah.
But we see Angelus and Darla arrive. They're also there. So if this is China in 1900 and you see this in the crossover episode with Angel, This is after he gets the curse. He got the curse in like 1880, Angelus.
Oh.
So he's like still trying to, and you can kind of see it in his performance. I think it's really subtle. He's like trying to still roll with his boys. But
Does the crossover episode go into that more?
yes, 100%.
Oh, okay.
It's all about that. And I think it's a really good analogy for like of the many addiction metaphors that we have in this show. This one's like, all right, your buddy, tries to quit drinking, but he still wants to roll with his old crew and like trying to find your place. And that I think is really true to life
Yeah.
and is well portrayed. Next flashback, New York in 1977. Spike is all Sex Pistoled out.
Yes.
He's fighting a blaxploitation babe on the subway with like the
Yep.
music.
Steampunk Spike in a funk video. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Again, great, well choreographed action.
Yes.
A lot of match cuts.
And here, the match cuts are with him in the pool hall talking to Buffy.
They're in the alley sparring at this point, so there's kind of like
Which was weird. That was a weird like cross between like they're just like, all right, let's just start like shadow boxing basically.
yeah.
But they do.
What they're kind of going for is that Buffy's like, well, like what do I do to not die? And I guess it's supposed to be like, they're like sparring, like an exercise. I think it's a little weird.
Yeah. It becomes like an impromptu sparring match, but
Mhm.
he's talking about his like 70s like blaxploitation kind of experience.
Yep. But, it's another situation where he just ends up besting her, kills that Slayer, and then explains to Buffy that
Well, he
the only-
rips the subway. This was a cool move.
the pole.
He rips the subway pole out and starts spinning it around, and then he's spinning a pole
The pool
in the
on a pool
alley.
stick,
Yeah,
too.
that was. They do a lot of that, like going back and forth between time and showing that. I thought that was always well done.
Yeah. Good use of the match cut,
Yeah.
I always appreciate seeing that. But what Spike explains is that the reason that, Buffy keeps winning is just because she's not alone. Like all these other Slayers are alone. She has her friends.
Yeah.
Friendship, guys.
The power of friendship.
The power
Aw.
of friendship. South America, 1998. Spike. Oh, we see this is after the end of season 2, where Spike runs off with Drusilla. We see them breaking up because Drusilla's cheating on him with some giant gooey antler cloven-handed demon.
That
He's
was
like,
a good comedic break.
Should I go?
Like, you guys are clearly in the middle of something. So there's like a Frankenstein. Like he looks like Frankenstein.
Yep. But
And
this
Drusilla
is-
has brought him back to the place.
Yep.
And Spike is there and is like, what the fuck? And Drusilla's like, well, you don't give it to me the way I want to anymore. This is where they start setting up like his feelings for Buffy.
Yeah, this is where it's really over. That's the whole point of this scene. Just to say
Yeah,
he's
it's like
always
a
been
little
obsessed.
much. It's like, all right, are you really into Buffy like this? Like that part made no sense.
Yeah.
Like this was clearly a romantic like pivot that they made with a
It's
character.
a retcon.
A retcon?
Do you not know that term?
No.
Retroactive continuity. It's a big thing in like comics.
Yes.
Where they go back and say, oh, this is when.
That's exactly, yeah.
Because you can
this is-
see in
okay.
season 4 and season 3 when Spike, appears all those times, he's not showing any of this like obsession with
No,
Buffy.
he saves Drusilla and they
Yeah.
leave in the black car. And
Right.
now he suddenly is like obsessed with Buffy. And
Yeah.
they like try to like explain it back in this weird flashback scene.
Yeah.
It works because there is the Frankenstein character that's just like,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go.
It is good.
You guys are clearly in something.
Yeah.
And it is good. I mean, it kind of saves the scene. But Buffy does this a lot. They'll just throw, and I think this works in the Avengers for Joss Whedon,
Mhm.
where like you can just have 8 different plot points and you can tell one story by all of these different plot points carrying that narrative,
Yeah.
right? About identity or whatever you want to talk about, right? And
Mhm.
overcoming a sense of self. But it works less well when you have Spike and now we have to like flash back to Spike, not from like when his origin story began, which is in the same episode,
Right.
but from 2 years after he and Buffy first met. And then we're going to flash forward again. When you're jumping timelines twice
That's why
in the sequence,
I
it gets
completely
very
straightened
clunky.
it out because I think it didn't serve a purpose having it jump back and forth in this episode. So
You
I
can't,
cut it all down.
if you're going to jump back once.
And I think this
you jump
last
back twice.
flashback was not necessary, as long as we're punching up Buffy the way we always do for whatever reason. Joss, if you're listening.
Joss, it was
Josh,
a good
get on the phone right now.
Yeah.
I actually got a couple notes.
I'm still waiting for his like masterpiece. I don't think Josh Whedon has peaked yet.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I think he's too crazy now.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
He went
he's-
insane.
And I don't think he's going to get the opportunities because of
That's
all
too
the
bad.
abuse that he's done
Maybe
now.
it's just Cabin in the Woods then.
It's my masterpiece for him, or some certain episodes of Buffy. But he, at the end of all these flashbacks and these stories, Spike goes in for the kiss, and Buffy's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Completely rebuffs him.
Rebuffs
Rebuffies.
him.
That's let's stick with that.
Spike goes and gets a gun. You see his current girlfriend, Harmony, who is never mind, we don't need to get into it. But Buffy finds Joyce packing back home, and she says, "Yeah, the scan turns out I need to go in for a procedure." Foreshadowing. You need to get a CAT scan. Buffy goes out back and starts crying. Spike comes up with the gun. I'm gonna kill her.
There. Yeah.
And just like, what's wrong? And they have a very sweet,
Yeah.
heart to heart, very long, quiet, contemplative scene of Spike just being there for her and being like, even if, which is true to life, if you have somebody that you love but is like going through something and you can't necessarily get, what your heart wants from that relationship, sometimes if you care about somebody, you're just there for them.
Yeah.
That's all.
That would have built out that future romance way better if you hadn't had to see this weird, like, awkward kiss going for it, but just rather him, like, seeing her in pain after. The whole reason for her rejecting him was for him to then get upset to go kill her, to then have that forgiveness moment of, oh, wait, but she's a person in pain.
Okay.
You could have done without her trying to kiss, or him trying to kiss her and her reject him.
Okay.
And just said, well, he's always been the antagonist, so he just wants to kill her. And when he finally gets his moment to, he sees her vulnerable and the human side of him.
Or it just could have been that he didn't plan to kill her. He could have just like shown up because he's still, obsessed with her.
Yeah.
I don't think like if
I took it more as he was like ready to kill her, and then they like gave him a reason not to, and so he decided not to.
Right, but I don't think that, as long as we're punching it up, I don't think that he needed a reason to like kill her. He could have had any other reason to like, that's him wanting to kill her because she rebuffed him is the reason that he shows up while she's like crying.
But he didn't need to have that reason.
Right.
Like,
He could have just been like, I'm
showed
obsessed with her. I'm just going to show up. It's like a little clunky, and I didn't like the scene of him like really forcing the kiss on her.
Yeah.
It's, you like to see Buffy be strong in a moment like that.
But prior to this,
little
was this a preview maybe I saw where he like says, I'm in love with you, and they actually do kiss, like kind of in a mutual way?
At this point?
I
don't know at this point.
No? Okay.
Yeah, no.
Shady Order makes it hard. You kind of jump around a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see the preview before you've turned off the episode.
I always watch these episodes like the night before we do the recording, and this time I didn't, and I'm amazed at how much less
so
fresh
he
I
had
am.
never shown any sort of romantic interest in Buffy up until this episode.
This season.
This season.
This season.
Yeah.
Yeah, this season, yes. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not used to talking this much this early in the episode.
This is a lot for you.
This is
Yeah.
a lot.
Hey, Maxine, what did this episode mean to you?
Max, yeah. I'm curious to get your take. Max, yeah. What did you think about this episode?
I liked it. It was good.
It's that deep cutting analysis that we're looking for.
No, but I
Seen William?
do. I like seeing Spike's little glasses.
Yeah.
William.
Getting bullied by all the mustache guys.
And getting bullied by Spike.
William
in
the
present
Bloody
day-
is a great name for a vampire, by the way.
William the Bloody, yeah. If Spike was in modern times, he would be like a loser soft boy writing poetry. And I like that his poetry's bad.
Yeah.
I like Spike as a character, though. I like Spike being like the bad boy with the blonde hair and the tips. Like,
Yeah, I really
when he puts on the Slayer jacket,
yeah.
that was cool.
Do we think we can talk about Seeing Red?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah, we're not covering
passed.
it, so.
Yeah, okay. So the reason why I personally do not like Spike and Buffy's relationship is because there's this episode in season 5, season 6?
It's season 5.
Season 5 called Seeing Red. And in that episode, it's a Spike and Buffy episode. He corners her, trigger warning, he corners her in a bathroom and attempts
season
to,
6,
yeah,
episode
season
19.
6. But he attempts to like assault her.
What?
She kicks him off, and that's like kind of the end of it. We're skipping that episode. I hate that episode. But when Spike does stuff like, she rejects a kiss from him and he goes to kill her or attempts to kill her, I can't stop thinking about that Seeing Red episode. I feel like if they just didn't make that episode in general, Spike would be a completely different character for me. But I wish I could this is tainting the view for Spike on every level for every person, but I wish they just didn't do that to Spike.
Yeah.
Because I would have taken this episode much, much differently if I had not known about how they develop him.
Yeah. It's a misstep for sure.
It's a misstep. It's such bad writing and character development to throw it all away.
Yeah.
That's another reason why we're not watching season 6
Yeah.
because that
Got
character
shit like
development,
that.
shit
Yeah.
like that.
That is really like bad writing. That does
Yeah.
feel very insensitive to like the relationship that they've had up until this point. Like,
Yeah.
if you care about somebody, like that's not something you would do.
Yeah.
And we saw them in season 6 where Buffy and Spike are, in the Once More Worth Feeling. You see like Spike is the one person that Buffy really feels like she can connect to during like everything that she's going through, everything she's been traumatized through in season 6. I mean, I said it's a misstep. That does not go. It's an assassination of his character.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
That's too bad.
If it was the only like he needed a reason to go back and find her when she's having that breakdown, and the reason is he wanted to go kill her, that alone, like if it was just one scene like that, it would have been fine, and I think I would have had a completely different take on this episode. They assassinated his character, and now I'm looking at that whole scene differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the nice part about machete orders. I haven't seen that, and so
Yeah.
I get to just fly above it.
Machete it out.
You got any final thoughts on
It
this
is,
episode?
it is something that you should know about just because, we're continuing to talk about Spike and you're wondering why we're not showing more of his romance.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Well, it sounds like a poorly landed plane. You could have done a
Yeah.
whole different thing with them.
Mhm.
And that would have actually been kind of a cool ending for the show, as if like Buffy and Spike end up together. After watching like the Angel and Buffy thing and seeing like media and advertising demand take Angel
Yeah.
away from the show.
Seeing Spike get cucked the entire like
And then
first-
Spike ends up being the guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, this is how it'll end. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool. I mean, there's a whole, Bill Simmons has a Ringer podcast called Sticking the Dismount or Sticking the Landing, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it's about, like, did this show or did this movie wrap itself up well? There's a lot of shows and movies that, like, start out with an incredible premise.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Buffy can stick the landing, how you guys can stick the landing with Machete Order.
I think we have.
It's a very funny, knowing how season 5 ends, sticking the landing is very funny, but I'm not going to. We'll get to it.
I hope there's a genius
Okay,
episode
season
there.
5,
Anyway,
episode 13.
Buffy has
Blood
no
ties.
Blood ties.
Butt
Blood ties. Remember
In my head, I kept calling it butt ties. Go
butt
ahead.
ties? Got their ass. Joss Whedon. Dumbass could have been blood. Anyways,
Yep.
we had been talking a lot about Dawn and who Dawn is. This is the Dawn episode. We were talking about she just kind of shows up and everyone's like, oh, Dawn. Well, now we know the reason why.
Yep. It's incredible. You don't see it, but at the end of the at the end of the first episode of season 5, Buffy just like goes into her room, sees Michelle Trachtenberg.
Oh, I
and we're
forgot
like,
you didn't see this. Yeah.
who is this new random person? Buffy turns around and says, Mom, Dawn's in my room. And we're like, what?
Yeah.
And everybody just acts like it's completely normal. It's really like
Yeah.
a really cool thing for the TV show to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So Dawn just kind of shows up and the audience is like, what did she do? Why are they acting like she's always been here? Turns out they do believe that she has always been here. Dawn has
Yes,
become.
this is a very interesting way of like introducing a new
Yeah.
character. And
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what is going on? This is my first
Yeah.
note of this show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So monks have monks. They have implanted Dawn in everyone's memory and made her the key. We'll get to what that means later.
Mhm.
Anyways, it opens up with Buffy is turning 20. A lot of the episodes we've watched, I've realized, are just like, it's Buffy's birthday.
We have a
Buffy's-
couple Buffy births.
Buffy
episodes.
births. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's turning 20 and they're discussing Glory. Have we met Glory yet?
No.
Nope. Okay. So Glory is a god from a different dimension.
Mhm.
She is the big bad for this season.
Yeah,
She's
I
a
gathered.
great villain. She's supposed to be really pretty, really crazy, really powerful, really a standout character that sticks out for a lot of people's memories of the show.
Yeah. But the gang is discussing how they need to find the key. What is the key? But Buffy tells everyone they shouldn't worry about finding it. So you didn't see this, but in a previous episode, Buffy and Giles already know that Dawn is the key.
Yeah.
Kind of unsure what the key means. But she ends up telling everyone that in a conversation anyways, Dawn is the key. The key that will open the portal to different dimensions. So Gloria can, jump back, jump forward. They can go into different dimensions too. So people attack the monks in search of the key. Glory is there to attack them too.
It just looks like a bunch of LARPers fighting in the
Yeah,
woods.
it's so
the
silly.
Knights of Byzantium are trying to locate the key to destroy it so that Glory can't get it. Glory's trying to get the information from them of where is the key. It was the monks who hid the key. I hate nouns,
It's
proper
so- nouns. I was trying to follow it and I was like, how do I describe this?
Yeah.
What is the simplest
So the
way I
nouns
can
want
describe
the noun to noun the noun.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so Dawn is feeling left out too. Willow and Tara are doing a spell, and Dawn wants to get in. they won't let her in. She's kind of feeling helpless. She can't do anything.
Everyone's acting weird around her because they just
Everyone's
found out that
acting-
she's not real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And how long have Michelle Trachtenberg been on the show at this point?
Since the second episode, this is the 13th episode of the season.
So she's been on it for like, yeah. And how did they introduce her as a character?
She showed up.
So
Exactly what we said.
it's all right. It's at cut this bit. That at the end of the first episode of season 5, she's just there in like Buffy's room, and like right before they cut to credits, Buffy's like, "Dawn, get out of my room!" Like my little sister, you know, that I've always had, that everyone knows I've always had, and like the audience is just left to be like, "What is going on?"
Keep this part in because I like that didn't land for me as like that was when it was happening, and I didn't see that. Did I?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I was that curious about it. I was like, when did she show up and how did they have a sister and she
I wanted to show that moment.
I thought there was like
bad.
a drop off of like the dad coming in and being like, all right.
So I kind of thought that this would be good enough for that kind of feeling, that like, because honestly, if we showed you that episode and you saw at the end of it, Dawn, you'd just be like, oh, I didn't see those episodes. That's the way people who had seen every single episode felt. And it's an incredible feeling, but it's at the end of a who cares episode.
Yeah.
So we wound up having to cut that.
But it's a great way to like add a character in like this.
They
And
just-
that
like,
happened all the time.
We were
You
talking
would
again
always-
about like if we could take scenes from or like concepts from a few episodes and put it together.
Yep.
That would be the thing to do. Like from the first episode where you meet Dawn, that episode's like a throwaway episode.
Yeah.
Like nothing really
Buffy
happens.
versus Dracula.
Yeah.
Oh, but
She
I
fights
was
Dracula.
so interested in that
I
one.
know.
But it's
Like,
like not
Dracula.
pushed. Doesn't do anything.
It's fun.
Yeah, it
Xander
doesn't
becomes
have
a
to always-
Renfield. He's eating rats and spiders and stuff.
It
It's
doesn't
fun.
always have to be See, these things.
There wasn't room for it in our
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
But-
I don't know about this.
Yeah, no, again, the honorable mentions, it's definitely on there.
Yeah.
But
it's
Dawn-
like just the show Buffy gaslighting its entire audience, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh no, you've always known Buffy's
All right,
little
so,
sister.
so now we have
And
our
they're
comeuppance
yeah.
about this whole plot device that was laid out. Yeah.
They're gaslighting each other. They're gaslighting everyone. Dawn was not in on the gaslighting thing.
No.
Because she does not take the news to being not real very well.
No.
They're at Buffy's birthday party, and everybody's still acting real weird about her.
Yes. So Dawn gives Buffy a gift of a family trip, and Buffy's like, "Oh, I remember this." Fucking lying. Never happened.
She does remember it though.
Yeah,
That's
she
what's
remembers.
fucked up.
So
Yeah.
they all have memories of Dawn. Dawn has been there their entire life. But
Well, we kind of know it's not true, but I do believe that, like, with both Buffy and her mothers, that they both think Dawn's been here the whole time.
yeah, they all
everybody
believe
does.
that. Yeah.
The whole world is adjusted to have always had Dawn in it. That's what
Yeah.
the monks did, their little spell.
Yeah.
We are at
This is a cool concept.
it's really cool and scary. I mean,
Yeah.
just people who are sensitive to that kind of thing, like having your a reality question.
Have
Gaslight.
I always
Yeah.
been here?
Right.
Yeah, gaslighting. This is gaslighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Dawn is like the most gaslit person of all time because this
Yeah.
is actually the reality, which is
Yeah.
she's only been put here 12 days ago,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but everybody thinks that she's been here the whole time.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're shutting Dawn out of just talking about anything and sheltering her. So she runs out, she sneaks out, she goes to the magic store.
Runs into Spike.
Yes, she.
I wasn't lurking. I was standing about. It's a whole different vibe. It's a great line.
Yeah, geez, lurk much? I wasn't lurking.
Yeah. So, anyways.
These are good comedic relief moments, though.
Yeah. Do you guys want to take over the summary? Actually?
Oh, sorry. We had one little interjection. You're doing a great job, Max.
No, what's great about my summaries is that you guys take it to a different point of it, and then I take it back, and you're like, no. What if we went to this point?
That's
I'm
the
sorry,
point
it's the
of doing
opposite.
this summary.
You're skipping good bits.
I'm trying to go to the bits. Anyways.
You skipped that bit. What's the next bit?
Oh my
when he's
God.
trying,
They're
to,
in
when
the
he's trying to
fucking.
pick the lock. See, you're already in the house and the magic shop.
I say, let's let the lady talk. Get off, hands off.
This is good.
I think we should let the lady speak.
All right. She can't even speak right now.
We were talking about having a grenade before when we brought out a gun.
Yeah, I
How
have
long
a
are you
gun.
waiting? Yeah.
For everyone at home, I have a gun.
He has a revolver that is as
A
plastic.
fake gun because we were at a university, and it is clearly.
That should be
A
pointed.
water gun.
Yeah.
A nicely designed water
I don't
gun.
even know that. Yeah, it's a water gun. I went to the
I love a good water
I
gun.
went to the Halloween store that I always go to for this show, and the only guns that I were finding were like AK-47s and Tommy guns. And I was thinking, what if I did this bit but pulled out a Tommy gun?
A Tommy gun would be pretty cool.
This is the
But you
closest
would
I
need
could
to
get.
have like the trench coat and the hat, and you'd have to like barge through the door.
Look, I believe you, see.
Yeah.
But my Tommy gun don't.
Anyways,
Keep the change, of filthy animal.
Spike is picking the lock, and then they get in.
I'm usually good at barging through doors,
Yeah.
not picking the locks. Yeah, it was a good bit.
Dawn is looking through books. She reads about the monks. She realizes that she is the key, and what the key means is she's not real. Does it say in the book that?
Yeah,
Glory-
It's pretty well written that it
Yeah.
like she pieces together from like Giles' notes on what the key
Yeah.
is, what they know about it.
They're in
And
the
then-
magic shop. Yeah, there's a bunch of notebooks from Giles that they're reading, and Spike and her kind of figure out the fact that she's
she's-
the key.
Yeah, which Spike didn't know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they gave the Slayer something so important that she would protect her with his life without even thinking about it. So they sent her a little sister.
right. That's what the monks want to protect the key. The knights want to destroy the key. Glory wants to own the key. It's so simple. I
Yeah.
don't get what the big deal is. But Dawn reads this and freaks.
Yeah.
Goes back home.
Goes back home. She cuts herself.
She's standing at the party
Yeah.
with holding a kitchen knife.
Oh,
Is this
wait.
real? Is this my blood?
Yeah.
Really scary scene. It's something I think, I don't know. It's a
Yeah, it's
traumatizing
It's a
thing.
cutting episode.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know what's real. She's
Yeah.
really scared and freaked out about it.
Not good.
Yeah. She's like, I can't be the key. I'm bleeding right now. Is this even my blood?
This is my blood.
Yeah.
I like she hits someone with "Why didn't you tell me?" and my note is, "How the fuck do you tell someone that?" Hey, sit down. You're the key.
You're not real.
You're not real. That's under to a mental institution.
Yeah,
You're
right.
not real.
You aren't real. Like, what
Six things you can hear. Six.
I don't know why you're freaking out. I'm just telling you.
Wait, what's the therapy thing of like 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can? Okay, never mind.
Do I look like someone who? Yeah.
You guys
Does
ever been to therapy
therapy.
before? Kind of goes crazy.
Therapy would go crazy right now.
So they didn't tell her they wanted to wait until she was older, but how old is the threshold to being like,
Probably
you're
too
not
long.
real?
Yeah,
I don't tell someone this at 2 months. You know.
you're not real.
But she freaks out. She slams the door. She burns all of her diaries. Xander is
She
like,
sets the house on fire,
She
and they're
does.
like,
she
well,
burned her diaries. The Dawnmeister Chronicles.
Oh, that's a good name for some journal entries.
Right.
So
Yep.
Buffy is mad at Spike for not stopping Dawn when he found out, but he was like, you shouldn't have been. What is Spike going to do?
He was like, I was there to protect her. I just followed her, you know?
Yeah.
Big bad.
And she was going to find out anyways. That
Buffy's
was,
just lashing out.
yeah, Buffy's just mad about everything. Dawn refuses to go to school, but when Joyce tried to talk to her, she changes her mind. And then turns out she was also suspended from school because she was having a very valid crash out about it.
Yeah.
Crash out about not being real. Buffy and Joyce are talking about how they're going to support Dawn through this like entire thing. But Dawn sets her room on fire, then runs away. Then everyone is on the search for Dawn.
Dawn overhears Buffy saying like voicing what she thinks Dawn's going through. It's like, oh, she's not real. She doesn't exist. She doesn't matter.
That's
That was
such a
bad.
lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like overhearing
Oh,
just that
she
one
only heard
line.
half the conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
Hate when that
yeah,
happens. But that's when she lights the house on fire and leaves. Winds up going to the psych ward.
Yeah. So Donna's at the psych ward and confronts the monks that are.
When Gloria
When
attacks
Gloria
people, she makes them
steals
crazy.
their brains. And when she
Oh,
steals
okay.
Uh,
their brains, they go crazy.
The
I
thought
have
process is the teams that hold their thought processes together get undone.
Yeah.
And then they go crazy.
Yeah, and so once they're crazy, they can see Dawn for who she is.
Yeah.
And they see that she is the key.
Yeah. So she asks if they can see her, and one of them tells her that she is the key. She wants to know what she is. She said the key is the link, such is the will of God. And then the nurse finds her.
The nurse is like some sort of like similar Riley-like undercover agent
Yeah.
who's like got a bigger motive.
Ben.
Yeah. So he's like, sit down with me. Is there anyone you can call? Like, I'm here for you. But then he finds out that she is the key, and he knows what the
He
key
freaks
is.
out.
Freaks out.
You have to get out of here.
You have to get out of here. But senses Glory is coming, and turns out he is Glory.
Yeah, he turns into Glory.
He
Yeah.
is the prison that holds Glory, which she needs the key to escape, to go like different
Yeah.
dimensions and stuff like that.
Mm.
It's very weird. So he like turns
I mean,
into
when
Glory.
when
Yeah.
she possessed him, I was kind of on board with that. I didn't realize there was like more backstory to that. Just I figured she could do that to everybody.
Nah, that's worse. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the Ben thing. I think that's just weird.
All right, so Ben, yeah, kind of comes quick and goes quick in machete order.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bye, Ben.
Hi, Ben. So, yeah, Glory corners Dawn, but says she isn't the key and she wants to slay her.
Mm-hmm.
Did I misinterpret this scene? Or is that just the fact?
Glory pressuring Dawn for information about the key.
Yeah, Dawn asks Glory about herself and says, "Can you describe the key? Maybe I'll be able to help you find it." Because Glory doesn't realize that Dawn is the key. Somehow she's very obtuse to this. Except all the crazy people can figure this out.
And we're saying it out loud.
So it's one of these scary, scary things. I mean, it's a Darth Vader kind of moment where it's she's in the room with this creature that could just kill her instantly. But, the back and forth is interesting. Glory knows that Dawn is the Slayer's sister. So it's just kind of having this conversation. Dawn's trying to apply for information about is the key evil?
Yeah. Not necessarily.
The gang,
Dawn stalls her.
Yeah, until the gang finds her. Buffy and Spike are trying to fight her. Nothing is really happening. Willow and Tara trying to put a spell on her. Giles tries to shoot her with a bow and arrow and it just bounces off of her.
Yep.
Buffy gets impaled and is just fine also. This time. But, the spell that Willow and Tara are putting on her makes Glory just disappear into the sky and then cut to Glory just falling out of the sky.
Yep.
It's so funny.
They just teleport her 500 feet in the air.
Good spell.
Great
spell. It worked.
Makes Willow's nose bleed.
Yeah.
Love our witchy lesbians, am I right?
Yeah.
You want a piece of this action?
Hell yeah, brother.
It's going to be good on the camera.
But, Buffy asks if Dawn is okay. And she's like, why do you care? But Dawn is still her sister.
Yep.
And Buffy loves her very much.
And they have blood ties.
Yeah. That's the name of the episode.
Yay. Yeah, this one kind of threw me for a loop a little bit because I was just like, wait, what? How long has Dawn been around? Is she actually? What is the key thing?
Yeah. I think this is what gets lost in... I don't know if this got lost in the show.
No, because that's literally the feeling everyone had. I'm glad we kind of encapsulated that.
Yeah. It's
what we were going for.
It's a cool thing to do with your audience. And again, Joss Whedon sort of just playing with it.
Yeah.
All right, and now we have a little sister character because we needed to and
we need someone new. Yeah.
And she's good, by the way.
she's great
a good,
in this.
that's a good character.
Yep. Yeah.
She does a good job with the scene where she's got the knife and she's keys don't have blood, so I can't be a key.
Right.
What is this? Is any of this real? It was good.
Yeah, I think she does a real standout performance. She's really good in it. She's such a little kid,
I still think
how
Tara
old is she actually?
She's 16 at this point.
Oh, like in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's 14 in the show. I know everyone's ages. That's my thing. We're just stalling. I don't want to talk about the next episode.
All right. The body.
But what I want to say about season 5, what's really interesting is these overarching plots that they do develop and they hint at what's going to happen later really well. The CAT scan earlier, that was mentioned about Joyce,
Yeah, so we get into the body. This is episode 16.
Yep.
And we're into 22 episode seasons. So this kind of hits you in the middle third or the back third of the show. You don't think about, these types of episodes of having type of impact that this one's going to. I didn't know what it was going to be about until obviously it got into it. And it was
the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
So,
this one is the only episode that doesn't have a recap. Just go straight into it.
Yep.
And there's almost no music if there's
no music
no
at all.
music.
No.
And it feels different because of that.
Yeah.
So Buffy comes down. Did she come down the stairs or did she walk in
just
the
She
house?
walks in the door.
She walks in the house. And her mother is on the couch, eyes open and not responsive. And you're like, whoa, she looks dead.
I'm already not doing so well. She calls out to her mom. Mom?
Yeah.
Mommy?
And we
Wait,
hard cut.
before we get into the actual summary, should we save the part where everyone started to cry right now? Okay.
We've passed it.
Oh, okay.
It's haunting. I mean, just the idea of seeing a dead body like that.
Yeah. So I did not start to cry here. This is where I stood up and made a stiff drink. And then this is one of my many breaks.
Yeah. Okay, I'll stop you at the part where I started to cry.
All right.
Did you cry at all?
I didn't. No.
Well, you don't have because it's a real hard cut. I really wish they skipped the opening credits for this.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a choice.
No, I think it was good that there were credits in it. I mean, I was watching it. I'm not as attached to it as you guys are.
Okay.
I haven't seen
I figured.
as many episodes of Joyce. There was a point where I was like, I think they wrote Joyce off the show, in the college years.
Yeah.
She's not there at all. And I didn't see the buildup with the tumor and shouldn't we have caught this earlier?
But it's just the Dawn thing where that's the feeling. Nobody was expecting this.
Yeah.
It catches everybody
Oh,
off
it's
guard.
great. And I have that. That's my first note is this is a different tone of episode.
Yeah.
This was, I walked into it, they went into credits and I was like, oh, she's going to be dead the whole time. This is it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder who directed this. And unlike in previous episodes where it has turned for the better, and I've been like, I bet this wasn't Josh Whedon. This was. And I was like, this is who he is.
Yeah.
This is what he can do. This is why you give him the Avengers. This is why you give him a second series, even if he's not the best person morally or personally, he clearly understands how to like do a show and tell you a story and get you expecting a certain cadence week over week and then hit you with something like where it's just, all right, now Buffy's mom's just like spread out on the couch.
Yeah.
And she's dead.
It's the like showing of a good showrunner is to like know when to flip the script.
Yes, exactly.
But I think his real strength here, and I hate giving it to him, I really do, but the dialogue in this episode I think is so real. I think the characters are so well realized.
Everybody acted very well.
Yeah.
And so this is an episode about, obviously, spoiler alert, but Buffy's mom, Joyce, is dead.
Yeah.
And the episode is about how each of the main characters react to death. And they all go through different types of grief. And then they each have a scene in this episode where you see how they react. I won't go chronologically. I'm just going to leave space to talk about it. But, you know, Buffy calls the paramedics. They go back and forth in a very long conversation that is not really based in reality about an EMT. But they do talk about the juxtaposition between my mother, Joyce, and the body. Yeah. And that change of language happens in that conversation.
The body is cold? Yeah. No, my mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that. And then Giles comes over and Buffy says, we're not supposed to move the body. And she catches herself in this moment of like realizing now she's talking about her mother as if she's passed.
I mean, we get the really knife twisting cut to like a flashback of Christmas while, Buffy's like, realizing that Joyce is dead. And such a sweet, happy family Christmas. Willow is so Jewish. There's the joke about band candy. Did you like that? I don't care what you two do as long as you stay away from the band candy. I was like, SJ's gonna. But it's not only, she calls 911. They try and walk her through resuscitating her. She cracks a rib.
That was a pretty graphic,
very real thing that happens.
They
in
talk
CPR.
about that all the time with CPR. That you'll crack ribs.
But then she just hangs up. Paramedics wind up arriving. I don't think this is real, but the EMT is like trying to resuscitate, realizing that she's dead. And then they get another call, and they're like, "All right, you're just gonna hang out until the coroner gets here." How horrifying.
I think that might actually be how it works.
I don't know.
This would be a good moment for the call-in episode. No, somebody to come.
I have my brother-in-law was an EMT, and whenever I've talked to
tell your brother-in-law to call in.
I don't want to talk to him about when I've talked to him about being an EMT, he has told me the most horrifying
I know
stories.
people who are EMTs. Yeah. I expect that they will call
They are
in.
the toughest motherfuckers in the world. The shit that they've seen and put up. But that's all.
So
I don't want to ask.
Anyway, we can ask. That's the whole point of the show.
Sure.
But yeah, and then the EMTs come and they attempt to revive her, and there's a brief fantasy that you quickly realize is not real, where Joyce coughs, wakes up. Oh, we don't normally bring them back so quickly. That's your first clue.
Yeah.
This is not going to be real.
Yeah.
And it's about 30 seconds of Buffy reunited with her mother in the hospital, and her mother's like, I'm so glad that you found me. And then they snap back to reality. Oops, there goes Joyce.
Gravity. Yeah. Oh.
I was there. Gravity. But yeah, and she realizes, no, this isn't actually what's going to happen. The paramedics leave, which is odd, but it does give us the space for Giles to show up because Buffy calls Giles and says she needs him. This is a episode that's also like grounded very much in the human reality.
Yeah.
There's almost no vampires except for the end where I feel like they just like the network was like, we need to have some sort of vampire. Right. It's called Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It's got to be action.
Yeah. But it is really just about human reaction to human death.
Yeah, like this opening scene is, like you guys said, very long. There's like very drawn out scenes with just no dialogue when like this section where Buffy's having to be by herself. She throws up and has to clean it up, and it's resembles an MRI when she's the paper towels on there.
Yeah.
You guys catch that?
I thought they were going to put some sort of like weird spooky language in there or something. But
the character's reaction to grief felt real for me. Like I didn't question anyone's reaction. Like Xander would punch a hole through the wall. Look at him, he's a white boy.
All right.
You ever punch a hole through a wall?
Let her cook.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. You?
I don't.
Yeah, I bet.
So then,
I
Dawn's
bet.
at school.
anyway.
Yeah, don't try that with plaster, kids. Drywall only.
Yeah.
Got to know where the studs are. Don't do it to break.
Yeah, got to know where the studs are. Anyway.
But
so Xander has anger. Willow has panic.
Yes.
Right? Willow goes through panic. She doesn't know what to wear. She's going crazy about that. Dawn has despair.
Right.
And they juxtapose that with like a moment of her having despair over something that is far more trivial than her mother dying, which is being called a name by a boy in school.
Yeah.
And then Anya has confusion because
Anya's
never seen this before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see Buffy show up to give the news to Dawn, and it's just one of these things. A part that keeps coming back in this episode is just having to live in every agonizing second of some really painful conversation like this. Buffy telling the news to Dawn and us having to just sit there in it, and it's crushing.
And then Dawn being like, "You can tell me right now. You can just tell me in class.
No, don't take me outside. Tell me right now in class."
Why did they just let Buffy into the school though?
Because she's like, I have to tell Dawn that her mom died.
My
No,
sister.
she can't just like.
The office is at the front door.
At the high school, you can't just be like, I have to go grab my sister real quick and walk into her class.
Yes.
You don't need to see all that part though. Like that's just bad exposition.
Yeah, come on. Be a little charitable.
You're gonna watch her
Sorry.
get wanded by the security
Is
officer.
this when you cried? Is it because like they just let her walk into the school and that's like bad security? I weep for my school.
Too much of a jump cut.
But Xander and Anya show up at Willow's dorm. I guess they're still in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, Willow's freaking out.
Willow's freaking out. Willow's trying to pick an outfit. This is the first time Willow and Tara kiss on camera.
Really?
Yeah, they've never kissed before.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, this is their very first kiss. And
Very sweet.
Joss, he didn't want to draw attention to it being the first kiss. He didn't want it to be like a huge deal. And I don't think it was a huge deal. I think it was a really tender moment and a moment that exactly would happen. I think this is one of the first queer kisses on the network. I think that year they had just started letting same-sex couples a relationship happen on their TV shows. So I think they were kind of holding out to
It's crazy
have
that
that
they
kiss.
were regulating that and
Yeah.
like watching that so close.
Yeah.
2001.
2001.
2001.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was a touching moment. It doesn't feel at all forced or like it's
No.
the focal point of the episode because it's not.
Yeah.
It's just two people who love each other consoling each other.
Right.
Yeah.
A human relationship.
Yeah.
But Xander and Anya show up, another very human relationship where Xander's really shut down. But Anya, in a very clear one-to-one allegory of like a person with autism or on the spectrum, who's like asking these really inappropriate questions that are freaking
She was
people
like,
out.
she doesn't know.
Are we going to have to see the body, kind of thing?
Yeah. When she gives her speech, once they, Xander and Anya go into, Willow's dorm room, and Anya starts giving her speech about like, I don't know what's going, and someone like help me, that's when I started crying.
That's me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a feeling that was when you guys two lost it.
It's
Yeah.
her just being like, I don't understand, and Xander's not talking. No one will explain to me, and like
what
we're
was
never
it-
going to see her again. I was having a chocolate bar, and then I realized Joyce will never have a chocolate bar.
See, to me, that's kind of lame. Like, that's
Shut
like
up. Sorry. I mean, shut up.
Joyce will never have another candy bar. Like, I mean, I get it. I felt like
it's like a
this is
kid
the
going
point where,
through it.
yeah, but
But you hate kids.
I just don't think that's. You'll never. I guess I don't know. You're right. It is how I guess a child would process death.
Mhm.
I don't know. I remember the first time somebody who I knew died. I was like 7,
Mhm.
and we were living in Virginia, and my mother was probably in her like late 30s at this point,
Mhm.
and she's running around my bedroom and my little brother's bedroom trying to like pack for us to do this like sudden trip back to Rhode Island. And I was concerned about whether or not I would get to see my cousin, and I was just like asking, will I get to see my cousin? And I must have pestered her because she just turned around in the frenzy of packing things, and she just goes, SJ, Gracie is dead.
Oh man, yeah, that's exactly
And I
it.
just- I was like, oh. I don't really know what it meant, but it was like,
Yeah.
I guess it's serious.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, that was my experience.
with death.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
have
think
this
I
whole
was-
concept of like, there'll be no more hot chocolate for this person.
That's it.
Yeah. I think my first death, I was also like around 7, but I had no idea what's going on. I feel like I fell asleep when I woke up and I was like, well, I'm at a funeral right now.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a nice way of like looking at different ways of dealing with grief.
Mhm.
But I thought it was a very well done episode.
Mhm.
And not having any sort of like music in it, like made it feel deeper and more important. And that like silence. And there's a lot of like very long moments of silence between the characters when they're in the hospital and they're waiting. And you
Great,
just notice-
like very subtle acting and a lot of those.
yeah.
There's a moment in Willow's dorm where like they're talking about what the plans are, and somebody says the name Joyce, and like you get a really good cut to just, I have to call it a good performance. Xander looks up and like you can see in his eyes, like he has to remember all over again that she just died, you know?
Yeah.
I think Tara in the scene, she's being so stoic and knows what to do for Willow and for everyone. And it's because she's already gone through grief. And we learn at the end of the episode. Like
she's lost a parent.
She's lost a parent. She knows what's happening. She knows why everyone is reacting this way. And she isn't having, the same reaction everyone else is because she has gone through this before.
Yeah. Xander exemplifying anger, is like flipping out about like, oh, we live in a town with demons, we have to find somebody this can't just happen.
Blame healthcare.
Willow puts up her dukes.
Why I oughta.
Yeah, why I oughta. Oh, Will, I can't take you.
I think that was the part that made me roll my eyes the most is when Willow's like, fight me instead.
I don't want to do this show anymore.
Sorry.
I knew I couldn't handle you guys not liking parts of this episode. I knew it.
I think it's just like I love this is the best episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer for me.
Yeah.
But it's just that one part I wish they didn't.
Okay.
Sorry.
I would have been down for this. Joyce always felt like an ancillary character, like a big ancillary character. So them exploring death through her felt a little bit removed from who the characters really knew, rather than if it had been one of their own.
Like Buffy. Spoilers.
No. Yeah. Well, I didn't get to see that part.
Yep.
But if it had been like Giles, if you had the balls to just write him off the show
That's
in this
balls.
episode.
That is balls, right?
That would be ball.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be balls,
Wouldn't that be
Maxine?
balls?
It'd be the balls. Celtics are the balls.
No, I think Joyce is the perfect person to have this happen to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect. That's why we were saying it'd take a little bit more bravery to do one of the bigger characters.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I love this episode.
I
loved it up until the point where Dawn goes somehow she sneaks into the morgue, which is also connected to the hospital, and a vampire.
No, they're at the morgue. They didn't go to the
morgue.
hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, vampire slides off the gurney.
Yep.
Like, now we have to have a vampire fight scene.
Naked vampire. I just want to say Amber Benson's very good now. We called out before. I don't think she could really handle the performances, but now
They
she
stopped making her do the stutter.
Yep.
Hold on. Stutter.
Oh, great time to stutter.
Good
Oh
job.
my god.
Thanks.
Who put an
Yeah.
S in the word lisp? It's fucked up.
Yeah, now that she has removed the stutter and
I still
she
think
can
she's
actually
Michelle
act.
Trachtenberg. I still see her. I'm like, I know that it's not her.
Do you not believe us?
Michelle Trachtenberg is right there.
Michelle Trachtenberg
difference-
is in the same scene.
I know, but
It's not
They
like
don't even
Batman
look
and
the
Bruce
same.
Wayne.
I think that they look the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two white women with
Oh,
blue
don't
eyes.
go there. Anyway, yeah, no, she's become a solid character. Tara's a good character. Anya, I seem to have less of an affinity for. And I will say, like, Cordelia and Seth Green, I miss both of them as regulars in the show. Like, they were good for the gang. And Cordelia still might be my favorite character, just in terms of wit. And like, Oz was good too. But like, yeah, the show misses something. I think introducing the lesbian relationship was good, and like Tara was good, and that was a lot of good, rich content to, much better than just like Willow having these like vacillating boy relationships. But as characters, Cordelia and Oz were really solid, and I think Tara and Dawn and Riley just kind of like, all right, I guess. Like,
How do you think Oz or Cordelia would have fit into this episode?
I don't want to think about it.
Ooh, good question.
I don't know.
I mean, I would have liked to have, Oz's character in there. And Cordelia, it would have been a moment for her to have some real moments.
yeah.
I do think Anya had a good moment here, like to be the child and the confused one. Like that's good.
Great scene.
But
a hard cut to credits. It's really powerful episode. Really means a whole lot.
and at
to
the
me.
end, Dawn, the cover of
in the fight with the vampire, the cover comes off Joyce.
Yeah.
And Dawn's reaching out to touch her, which I think is just an instinct that a lot of people have when facing a dead person. And it's it's really dark and sad. And
Buffy says,
just want a good day for all of my beloved little babies.
and
have
Buffy
one
says,
good day.
Buffy says she's not there anymore. And then Dawn says, where did she go? And that
Cuts to black. Yeah.
Good episode. So tune in next week.
Don't forget it. The show's over. I can't do this anymore. Any other final thoughts?
On the body?
No, my mom.
Oh. You're going to call your mom?
I am going to go and call my mom.
Call the people that you love. Tell them that you love.
Just remind everybody, not just your parents, that you love them. If they're in your life, just let people know that you love them.
I loved that they didn't have Joyce die through any kind of like demon
Yeah.
or, just a real human death.
Just an
I think this
aneurysm.
is this is the only human death we see in the show.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it just seems so much more meaningful.
I think
Well, it
such a
is.
show
I
of
mean, you think
how much more mature and adult the show has become, how much it's really aged kind of with its audience. They're like, think about them trying to tackle something like this back in like season 2 or 3, you know?
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing goofy. They have the confidence to just do a straight up human adult story, and I love it.
Yeah,
I did too.
When Buffy is goofy, it's silly, but when it wants to be serious, then you take it seriously.
Yeah.
When it's saying something, you listen to it because, they could just make this goofy if they wanted to,
Yeah.
but they're not.
it was a good episode to take it a level deeper. And I'm glad we got to see it.
Good.
This is why you watch things like this, is to be entertained, but also to think a little bit more about your own life.
It's what we were saying. I think media, the whole point is like showing us the depth of the human experience. It's not just supposed to be something that you watch for a good time. It's supposed to be stuff like this too. And as the world gets so fucked up and shitty all over the place, I don't want to watch stuff like this. I just want to retreat to the good, funny stuff. But I think it's really important for all of us to feel stuff like this.
Yeah.
And it's something that media can give us.
Yes, it can. All right, so what we got next?
Next is our last episode of talking about Buffy.
Drum roll.
Yeah. Are you excited? We have season 5, episode 21, The Weight of the World.
Ooh,
Season 5, episode 22, The Gift. That's the season finale.
Yep.
And then we jump to our final episode, season 7, episode 22, Chosen. The last episode
the
of
last
Buffy.
episode. I'm glad we're going to get to do the last episode.
Yeah, got to do the finale.
Okay. All right. So 21, 22 of 5, and then the finale of 7.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. And that'll be it. That's a wrap.
I've loved doing this show with you guys.
It's been
This has
awesome.
I've been
great.
having so much fun.
Yeah.
We got 2 more episodes, right?
We have 2 more episodes.
Please call in.
Please call in to 617. Hold on. 617-982-3098.
All right.
Direct to call into Machete Order for our last episode. You have until someday.
Just start calling.
Just
To
start
be
calling
clear,
now.
do
Start
not
calling.
call that. That's not the same number
This
as
is
last
not
time.
the same number.
That is now owned by a guy named Machete Order. And he has a voicemail
Mr.
and
Order
everything.
does not want to talk to you.
Please do not
We should have
call-
said this in the cold open.
Mr. Order doesn't want to
I don't
talk
talk
to
to
you
you anymore.
Leave him alone.
We should have said this in the opening when I was telling the number for the first time.
No,
The
he can get a
old
couple
number-
phone calls.
Okay.
And then
He'll
they'll
forward
listen.
it to us.
We love you. Thank you for listening.
Okay, bye.
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 Thanks for listening to another episode of Machete Order. Join us on all the socials, TikTok, Instagram, X.
We're not on there. And listen wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks to Brother Sal for the use of his song, I Will Tell. This was a Rotary Studios production.